Yo, my stream on StreamYard. I gotta get a new camera for my computer. This joint look weak. My camera computer is my camera on the computer is trash.
Yeah. Rainy Sunday, relaxing. Yeah, it was pouring in the city.
Right.
Chilling. How we good? It was a cool Sunday, rainy Sunday, but good.
Good. Chillaxing, right?
How y'all feeling today? Can we talk about how all these artists are taking old songs and getting hits? Like,
yeah. I mean, that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, it's a cheat code.
It's like sampling is,
That's the wave?
It's the wave right now. You gotta.
Yeah, dang. Like, Vertical ain't really say much on that song.
This is actually the first time I'm listening to it. I've never.
Oh. After this episode, I want you to go listen. He don't say too much. Sampling right. It's a cheat code. It's crazy. You're not really saying too much on that. I'm listening because I remember sitting on top of the world. I'm gonna say it's a cheat code, but it's also kind of being lazy because we already going with what's hot. It's the same like you remaking a movie. We already know this movie's a classic. Yes, this is how I feel about The Color Purple coming out. This is how I feel about Fern Gully coming out. What they did, like we talked about Little Mermaid.
Right, they did it justice, right?
They did it right.
They did right.
I like Jacquees better when he was doing covers again. He did a good job with covers, but everybody's taking old songs now. So. What happened?
Taking old songs and remixing them.
Yeah, that's what sells. So
nah, not with it. I want to see the creativity. I want to see the new age princes. I want to see the new age. Come on, Shantae. You see how she just did that with her face, her lips, right? She has no faith that.
No, they're there. They just don't get recognition. Like they don't get the recognition they deserve.
Right.
King Kai 909. Thank you for tapping in with us this evening.
Facts.
Thank you.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while.
It has. We had some, people been traveling, people been doing stuff, sometimes you got to rest, burnout is real. Y'all feel me?
That it is. That is true.
So, we try to make sure we get that rest in so that we can come fully prepared for y'all when the time is right. Okay, so as always, welcome to the 21 Titles Weekly Recap. We are 21 Titles. My name is Brittany Wallace, aka Wellness Brit, and this is my lovely co-host.
I'm Tay. How y'all doing?
Aka Tay gets it done because she gets it done every time. Okay. Essentially, we are a consultancy firm that is creating equity through community and collaboration. Essentially, that just means that we like to work with our people and we like to collaborate with people who are on the same frequency as us. So essentially, that comes across as us empowering the next generation of student athletes and their parents to kind of think beyond the realm of sports and how they can utilize those things to kind of expand and propel them into success after the ball drops, right? And we do these things in a number of ways. So this weekly show kind of keeps our community in the know about things that involve, obviously, women's sports, because we're both former collegiate athletes. NIL, name, image, and likeness, because policies were passed 2021, which now can monetize your name, image, and likeness and thrive off of that instead of other entities doing so now. Web3 and tech, we've been introduced to blockchain technology since 2020, and it's been very interesting in that space. So we like to keep y'all in the know about that. And lastly, we hit y'all with a little bit of business of culture and what is going on, whether that includes music, art, film, fashion, food, all the things that we love. So welcome, and let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Brittany brought this to my attention because I haven't really been keeping up with the U.S., the FIBA Women's America, but they lost. The women lost to Brazil. They lost. I think they had a hard time beating them the first time.
Yes.
And they also had a very tough time beating them the second time. And so, Brazil triumphed. And it's interesting because this article just really focused on Angel Reese. It's just interesting. I mean, it's interesting, but like I was saying, Brazil beat the United States 69-58 on Sunday. Last Sunday, they lost in the championship round. And Team USA had the chance to tie Brazil for the most titles in the tournament. The tournament hit 5, but Brazil will now increase that record to 6. And Team USA if you don't know, is a group of girls in college that are facing older professionals. Bowling Out Loud says she gained attention because of years she's been having, and that's correct. And that's exactly what I thought when reading that article. I just thought it was very interesting how they kind of was like coming at her because she didn't perform at a high level during that last week. I think she finished with 4 to 6 points. So the article was really, really coming for her because she just didn't rise to the occasion that, people expect her to. So they lost 67-54. And that's the team's first defeat in the tournament since 2011. So it's been quite a while since they've, received the loss in the championship round. But hopefully this is great experience for these young women, going into their college seasons. This is great. This is great prep work for them.
I'm just sound like talking to you.
Hi, Ray.
Yes. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Of course, my son got to come in here make an appearance.
Mine. What's taking Dad is so long?
I don't know, but can you go watch your number blocks, please?
What?
This is parenting in real time, y'all. So I'm just letting y'all know. Hold on 1 second.
What?
Ray is funny. And he is not scared of the camera at all.
All right, when I get up, I'll give you one. Okay? Let me go. I'm on my show. Where is your father? Where's your father?
But have any of y'all had the opportunity to watch the FIBA games? I didn't get a chance to watch the games.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're fine.
Jeez.
Rolling along said it's sad to say she will get picked on anytime she doesn't score more than 15. That is a fact, more than 15 points.
No, that is very much a fact. I just say, like, the AmeriCup, you got a whole bunch of college stars playing against grown women. Like, Brazil was playing against, Brazil had a couple of people who were 31, 40. So they got a lot of experience, essentially. And, a lot of these girls are college players. They haven't moved on to the professional level yet. You're playing against grown women. But I will say this. Carmela Cardoso was on Brazil. Okay? She's the 6'7" forward for the South Carolina Gamecocks. and she was killing Lauren Betts on US 18. Okay. Cardoso essentially won the MVP, I believe, for the last game.
That's good.
I'm gonna tell you, she's ready. She's ready.
Yeah.
She's ready to come in after Leah Boston and do her thing, right?
And that's what we love to see. Yeah.
We love to see it. So I was very happy to see Carmela Cardoso do her thing.
I'm reading what Janae's saying. She played AU and destroyed.
Look here. I'm ready for the collegiate season to start so I can watch her specifically. Girl got moves on the post. She can move from any shoulder, to be quite honest. And she runs the floor like a gazelle.
It was is she big? Running like that?
Big, okay? So I appreciated watching Carmela on the other side of that, even though obviously I wanted the USA to become victorious, but you know, you got to give props where props is due.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she was doing the work, and you know, like I said, this is great prep for these young women going into their college seasons.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what it's looking like.
We're gonna see what it's hitting for. Okay. And that kind of moves us into the professional ranks. So this weekend was WNBA All-Star Weekend. First and foremost, I got another problem with the WNBA. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bash y'all. I'm trying to give y'all suggestions to make y'all a little bit greater. Okay. First and foremost, 3-point contest, skills contest being held at 4 p.m. on a Friday. How y'all talking about y'all want better viewership when y'all giving us slots like that?
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
People are happy hour at that time.
No, people still at work. That's the crazy thing. Like, people still at work, and yeah, I thought it. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was later on in the day, in the evening.
I thought so too.
So, yeah, that was bad sliding, bad placement for that.
But
yeah,
nevertheless, like, come on, man.
You know, people want to watch it.
Yeah, it wasn't even on fork yet. Yeah, like we want to support, we want to watch, but 4 p.m. Like, I happen to look on my Twitter timelines, and people talking about skills competition about to start. I'm like, what time is it? I was kind of irate. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
I was
I understand that.
a little disappointed, but nevertheless, skills competition was fire. Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum wound up taking it. Chelsea Gray, point guard, like, she kind of carried them through. Kelsey was looking kind of shaky for a little bit, but Chelsea Gray did what she had to do, and that's great too, right? You got the hosting team members actually winning the skills competition, so they're both team aces. Las Vegas hosted the WNBA All-Star game this week, so that was pretty fire to see. But the talk of the town was Sabrina Ionescu making 3-point contest history. Girl was looking.
Lights out. If I could cue Jay-Z, lights out.
Right.
If I did that part, I would. It was lights out.
Yeah, she did what she had to do. Okay.
She did it. She wasn't playing.
At one point, she hit 20 shots in a row.
Yeah.
Right. She needs to shoot like that in Barclays. That's a fact. That's a fact. We need that if we're going to get a championship this year from the Liberty. Like, come on. Because to be quite honest, we can't just put everything on Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones, I'm gonna need you to show up a little bit more consistently. She been kind of fading. I need my money's worth. That's a fact. So we're gonna need y'all to come through. But the way she was shooting off that rack, I'm a 3-point shooter, so it was amazing to see her just kind of effortlessly put the balls up. Like,
just gliding.
It was a sight to see. So I hope y'all seen them highlights. Okay.
Impressive.
Very impressive. Very impressive. So that was good.
Talking about it,
Yeah, Steph gave her props.
I love to see it. So they tuned in. There was a lot of NBA players we're going to talk about the actual game, but there was NBA players in attendance, which was great to see. The support is there, and that they want to tune in. Like, it was entertaining. So
right.
Sabrina showed up. So shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to Sabrina. Also shout out to Kelsey Plum, because Kelsey, she don't hold her tongue. I'm really happy she be stepping up, because she's one of the premier players in the league, and it has to come from them.
Yeah.
You feel me? All right. So Kelsey Plum basically called out Kathy Engelbert, who was the commissioner of the WNBA, talking about, look, we should be getting tickets for the All-Star game.
What's crazy is I thought y'all was getting tickets. Like, I thought, had she not said nothing, I'm pretty sure majority of us would have assumed that those women were getting tickets to the game.
Right.
That's real crazy. Because then after Kelsey tweeted, then other women, other players started chiming in on Twitter. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that they
Respect those women. I'm gonna be honest.
That's kind of crazy.
About the business side of just the WNBA, they have to do better.
Yes,
they have to do better. Like, you have to. It irks my nerves. That's crazy that these women don't have tickets to the game.
Yeah,
and they have to call that out on social media to get people to really know what's going on. Like, yeah, that's utterly ridiculous. And that's what Kelsey said. She said all WNBA players should get a ticket to the All-Star game skills challenge. I'm sick of my people being treated second class.
Right.
She tweeted that last Wednesday. The league got to be better. There is no excuse, and I'm with her. Like, I'm glad that she spoke up. I think a lot more, and I feel like a lot of them are speaking up, and it's necessary.
Yeah, they have to.
They got players. Like, that's crazy.
What's RESPECT?
They're representing this league, and y'all don't have any respect for these women.
Yeah. Damn, they don't get no tickets.
Yeah, that's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, nah, they don't. And all the non-All-Star players were not allotted tickets.
Come on now, that's ridiculous. But you want people to come and support. Come on.
Not good.
And had Kelsey not said anything, I would have assumed that. I didn't know that was a problem.
Right.
Like, this existed. This problem existed. So, yeah, no, they got to do better. Yeah, and then other people started chiming in on Twitter, like I said.
Yes, indeed. You have to call it out. That's a fact.
You have to call it out.
That's the only way. And
this is just making Unrivaled look
more enticing, right?
Yeah, talk about Unrivaled, the new league that Stewart and
Collier,
yes, have created, and so that's scheduled to begin within the next few months. And so I'm really pushing and hoping for real success for that league. Obviously, it's not going to run for the same, like, the duration of the WNBA, but nonetheless, I wish and hope that they garner the support and the recognition that they need to really push that league forward, because it seems like they're trying to do it the right way from the beginning. And I hope that they can kind of like push past the WNBA. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm hoping that they surpass the WNBA. You heard it.
You heard it from Shantae first. We gon' see.
Because what has the WNBA been doing for 27 years? Because I don't know. I don't know.
They've been coasting. That's why they've been coasting.
And now you can't, because the skill level of these women is rapidly growing and increasing at a rate that we've never seen before.
Right.
And now these women, collegiate athletes, are getting to the bag faster than we've ever seen a WNBA player get the bag. Let's be real. So now the WNBA is forced to have to hurry up. And it's like, now I'm wondering what y'all been doing all this time. They need more teams. Yep, they do. They do. I said that too. 12? Yeah. Brittany will tell you. Offline, I was ripping the WNBA a new one.
Okay.
But, shouts to the women. The game last night was fire. I hope that y'all watched it last night. It was entertaining.
It was nice. It was good.
It was good. It was good. What up, Jay? Big J in the building. The college seniors don't have a chance. What you mean by that? Oh, yeah, I want to know what she means by that first. But the game last night was entertaining. It was good. It was prime time. It was shown on primetime television last night. I want to see what the numbers look like for viewership.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get those this week, upcoming week. But the NBA players, the stars was in the building. Kevin Durant was definitely in the building. I saw Dwayne Wade and his wife in the building.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other people I just did not see. And then I saw Not for Nothing, before we get back to the All-Star game, Uninterrupted had a party.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and a lot of NBA players was in the building. They had a lot of entertainers performing. They had Quavo performing. They had a lot of people in there. So that was really, really, really dope to see that they did that again outside of the WNBA, and all those celebrities showed up. So Ballin' Out Loud said, getting into the WNBA, they only choose like 24 now, not counting if they take players from overseas. Yeah, so that's why it's important, like the Uninterrupted and the what's that other league we talked about?
Athletes Unlimited.
Athletes Unlimited. That's why they're also important.
Yeah,
because they pick up those women that don't necessarily make it to the WNBA or don't necessarily want to go overseas. They can play right here.
That's a fact.
So, but yeah, my bad. I got off track, but yeah, ABL. Back to the All-Star game. Jewel Lloyd,
aka Gold Mamba.
come on, she showed up last night, killing. She was aiming for 40.
Right.
Because her parents was there. It was their 40th marriage anniversary, which is so sweet. But they was in the building. She was aiming for 40. She was just 9 points short. She ended up with 31.
And that is a record, right? Like, the previous record for points in the All-Star game was 30, which was first set by Maya Moore in 2015, and then it was tied last year by Kelsey Plum. So shout out to Jewel Lloyd for breaking that. And she also hit 10 threes. So
and fours, because last
right,
night they had
she hit a couple of fours too, so that was impressive. But hitting 10 threes in the game is kind of tough. That's kind of tough.
It is tough. I mean, I'm not a shooter, but I know that. Like, that's
10 threes? I think the most threes I've ever hit in a game was 6.
Yeah, that's
10? Woo.
Yeah, 5. That's a lot.
That's a lot, whether you playing an All-Star game or not. Like,
Yeah. I don't know how much Sabrina ended up with, but she was lights out last night too.
yeah, I think she had about 18. She
Okay,
she contributed, but yeah, Team Stewart won the game yesterday. They beat Team Wilson, Asia Wilson, and them, but it was very high scoring too. It was like what, 141 to like 127.
Yeah, something like that. It was a high scoring also.
Very high scoring game.
Asia Wilson is very funny. She's very entertaining.
She is.
Just say that. Like, every time you catch Asia Wilson, whether she's on the bench, on the floor, she's dancing. She's having a good time. She's enjoying. They play no defense. Yeah, they didn't really play much defense last night. It was just,
Yeah, we just throwing the ball up today.
Yeah. But, yeah, that made it entertaining. Them being on the mics made it very entertaining.
I would have been tight if y'all had me on the mic while I was playing. I'm gonna be honest. Because that's too much. Like, I'm trying to play and running up and down. Like, I was saying, like, they had Brittany Griner on the mic. Girl was huffing and puffing while she's going on up and down the court. Like, let her just enjoy All-Star weekend. Let her enjoy that, okay? Like, I would much rather them have put the mic on somebody on the bench as opposed to someone playing on the court. Like, bro, that's doing too much. It's like Holly coming to ask you for a question. You doing too much.
Flaming Holly last night.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Twitter was flaming Holly last night. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely slipping up with the mic in my ear while I'm playing. Like, you want to get a couple of F-bombs or something.
Yeah,
like,
you're not supposed to get.
Right. So,
but I guess makes them the professionals, and I'm not. Because
shout out to I'm a professional too. I'm still gonna slip up. I don't. It don't matter. It do not matter. Slip up, okay? Slip up. But it's but it was still exciting to see. I'm happy. This was like a return for Brittany Griner, so it was nice to see her out there, having fun and doing her thing. So, yeah, All-Star Weekend was utterly, I would say, overall success. It was good.
First, shouts to Jewel Lloyd. They gave you a proper
trophy. Thank you. What was they doing last year?
They gave her a little baby trophy. Kids Bay trophy.
Like, she was literally holding it like this.
They gave her a Kids Bay trophy.
Yo.
They gave her AAU trophies.
Yo, that was crazy last year. So they they definitely stepped it up.
She said when they take a crazy shot, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Right. Like, what was that? Like, come on. But yeah, they did what they needed to do this year. They upgraded that trophy for sure. So I'm happy Jewel Lloyd actually got to hoist something up. She said, not Kids Bay. Yeah. They did right by the trophy this year, okay? They did right. Yeah. So shout out to Jewel Lloyd winning that MVP, All-Star Game MVP. Yeah, it was the Gold Mamba. Happy to see her do her thing, Moving forward, we talked about this basically on our 9450 Beyond the 9450 podcast, talking about how D Wade was interested in potentially joining ownership group of the Chicago Sky, and it has been official. Yeah. He will be joining the ownership group of the WNBA's Chicago Sky, basically becoming the latest high-profile figure to kind of invest in the league. Yeah. Let's see. It says, we all talk about support, and support looks different from everyone. Wade, who will be inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame next month, told ESPN, And so instead of tweeting out and saying go support the Dub, instead of showing up at a game and supporting, I wanted to take it to the next level. And this was the next level for me. Wade's investment is subject to approval from the WNBA Board of Governors. His exact ownership percentage has not been disclosed, but this is a great move. Okay?
Yeah.
Great move.
We talked about the tweet where, somebody on Twitter was talking about how, or quoted Dwayne Wade speaking about how other NBA players, previous NBA players, are now hitting him up,
right,
to learn how they can take part in ownership in the WNBA, which is wonderful. We did report on a previous episode a couple months back that NBA players now can invest in WNBA teams.
Right.
There's a bunch of stipulations. We talked about those as well. So, we'll see. Hopefully this will, create some type of domino effect where, other previous NBA players come in and, get the league popping on the business side. They need to open their own team. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. They need to expand the teams and exactly. Mm-hmm. Or even their own league, right? Like do something else. We was talking about that, how like we would love to see more competitive leagues being established and started for the women. Essentially now we have two domestic leagues, right? Athletes Unlimited and Unrivaled that's about to be started.
I'm saying Uninterrupted, yeah, Unrivaled.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
I kept saying, yeah, but whatever.
Unrivaled and Athletes Unlimited. I hinted at the fact that I love what the Big Three is doing, and hopefully they can maybe essentially progress and grow into having a 3-on-3 league for the women. Yeah. So, anything's possible. So, shout out to D Wade for taking this, much needed step into ownership, because it usually takes one person to kind of move the needle, and we're going to see more kind of follow through. So I'm extremely happy that he kind of followed through with this.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
Very big deal. So Chicago Sky, turn it up.
Yeah, and they're in the rebuilding process,
right,
with the new people leaving, Candace Parker left, they're in a rebuilding phase, and, Dwayne Wade was talking about this is a great opportunity for him to really build, be a part of that building process, whereas in the NBA, things are kind of solidified, even if you wanted to, take part ownership in one of these teams, it wouldn't be the same process.
Right.
So he's really excited and elated to be a part of this building process and really see how it looks on the other side. So,
fire. And one last thing to kind of wrap up sports news. So y'all know I'm a big women's soccer fan. It has come finally this Thursday. Women's World Cup starts. Our team, the United States, will be competing against Vietnam on Friday, July 21st at 9 p.m. So I'm very ecstatic to watch our new youthful team play on Friday. Essentially, 14 out of the 23 lady roster are first-time World Cup participants. We've had a couple of injuries. Obviously, I know my girl Mallory Swanson. She suffered a really bad knee injury in April, so she's not going to be competing. And we just learned that Megan Rapinoe also announced that she's going to be retiring after this World Cup. So a lot of moving pieces, but we're in the path for possibly winning our 5th World Cup, which is really, really, really a big deal. But the World Cup is being held in New Zealand right now. So I'm looking forward to kind of watching our women compete. I don't know. Soccer players, they're just a different level of athlete to me when I watch. Like, that field is huge. And them running up and down, doing all of that, getting hit in the shin. Like, I don't know if I could ever be. I'm just support it from the sideline. So looking for them to get a win against Vietnam on Friday, and we'll see how this goes. So the World Cup is from July 20th all the way to August 20th. So you basically got a month of just women's soccer. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be yelling at the screen for sure. So
yeah,
tune in, y'all. Tune in, support our ladies, and
track. I need to keep up with track. But Sha'Carri Richardson, it seems like she's doing her thing over there. I think this is qualifiers for. I gotta pay more attention.
Yeah, so she just won the championships, the national championships, I believe, for the 100 meter. And then she just beat the Jamaican in Poland. Right. Yeah, she just beat her. So I think now she's about to go to Budapest and run there.
Because them women be out.
Yeah. It's
right, and she on the comeback was a fact.
That's a fact. When she was at the Nationals, she took off her weave. Yeah. Like she, I'm back, but I'm better.
Right. She was talking big dog.
Big dog talk, but I mean she backing it all up. So that's really what this is about. Like
yeah. First of all, Jamaica always. Let me tell y'all, Jamaica does not play with the track.
Nah, they don't. They really don't.
Y'all be out, and it's always just amazing to see these women just compete at that high level. So I'm gonna do my best in tuning in to track.
Nah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
we gotta make sure we report that too. But
money from Bullet, I'm done.
I'm dead.
I am done.
Well, on to NIL news. Name, image, likeness 2021 policies passed for collegiate athletes and high school athletes to kind of monetize their likeness. Okay. So just continuing with that, obviously we spoke about Angel Reese earlier in the show, but she has formed the Angel C. Reese Foundation dedicated to female empowerment. Not sure if y'all were tuned into the ESPY Awards last Wednesday, but she won the Best Breakthrough Athlete Award. And at the annual Variety and Sportico Sports and Entertainment Summit on Thursday, she announced that she had plans for coming through with this Angel C. Reese Foundation. Basically, it will focus on empowering women through sports, education, and financial literacy. Nice. I'm very happy to hear that. According to a release for the new foundation, Reese's Foundation will aim to foster equity for girls and underrepresented groups through innovative and impactful initiatives, develop practical solutions to overcome systemic challenges, and provide comprehensive resources that empower a new generation of girls to excel in sports and successfully transition to the real world. Okay.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Plans are set for the foundation to host girls' basketball camps, financial literacy programs, and scholarships. An inaugural event is scheduled for August 19th at Reese's alma mater, St. Francis Academy, back in Baltimore. The Back to School Give Back Block Party will provide school supplies, backpacks, clothing, food, and living essentials to children in need in the community.
That's pretty good back. That's impact.
Game changer.
That's impact. That's real impact. Give it back to, your community that essentially made you who you are.
Right.
I think this is amazing, and that this gives, young women and just children in general these resources before they become or enter into adulthood. The earlier, the better. She's talking about financial literacy. We need that in our communities.
Yeah.
And what really stood out to me is the transition to the real world. Like that is a constant conversation that you and I are having. That's something you talk about in your book. That's something that is now just at the top of probably every sports conversation. Now, especially because of just the NIL, and it's bigger than your sport, and it's just crazy how this is just a different ecosystem in comparison to what we were used to. So this is big.
Different time. People are now willing to have the difficult and uncomfortable conversations when it comes about transitioning into the real world, which is exciting. That was kind of like swept under the rug when, we were coming up. Like, everybody just focus on basketball, and your academics, and, not really kind of having those conversations about what is the real world like? What does it look like to get a job in corporate America? Like, we weren't having these conversations when we were coming up and developing as student athletes. So very, very, very happy that, someone as obviously Angel Reese has influence now, right? So she's using her influence for the empowerment of the community, and that's what we need to see. So shout out to Angel Reese for that. I also think it's not posted on here, but Livy Doon, she also started a foundation too.
Yes.
Livy Dunn, excuse me. She started a foundation too. I'm not too familiar with the details of that foundation but I think she's trying to help collegiate athletes kind of secure more NIL deals for themselves as well. So
it's to help connect other female athletes. I think it's really focused on, I don't know if it's just focused on LSU. It may just be focused on them for now, but like Brittany just said, it's to help connect other female athletes to, I guess, deals, NIL deals. So
right. So
she's gonna onboard them, basically. Like, I'm onboarding you into this new ecosystem so that you can really get how I am, kind of.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna help other women get to where I'm at so we can level the playing field.
Yeah. So I don't keep racking in all the money. I spread it out. That girl worth $2 million, boy. Come on. That's really crazy as a valuation in college. My God. 2 million? A milli. Come on.
All of the comments are crazy. I want to laugh and
You can be the handler. That's hilarious.
Yo, she's on fire tonight. All that was on fire, but it's true. I mean, more will be revealed, but
very true.
Outside looking in, it looks like this is a great opportunity for other women to kind of, because I think we also read maybe last week, like, although like a lot of female athletes, collegiate athletes, are really getting to the bag in this NIL space, there's still a lot. The NIL space has a lot more growing to do. Women are still behind,
right,
when it comes to just the monetary gains in this space. Men's football and what's the men's basketball?
Yeah.
are leading the charge with just the amount of money that they've been racking in with NIL deals in comparison to the women. So, and I think we were very far behind. So there is a lot more growing to take place that should be taking place. We are now entering into the third year, right, of NIL, the third year. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. We gonna see.
Yeah.
All right. What's Friends of Uni LV?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just say Friends of UNILV signs entire UNLV women's basketball team to NIL deals, which is fire. So this is an example of like kind of helping close that gap
Right.
between the men and the women. But yeah, the Friends of UNILV, they're just a collective that focuses on UNLV athletics, and they have found a way, and they have announced this past week that every member of the women's basketball team will receive an NIL deal. They didn't necessarily disclose the ins and outs of these deals, like the details, how much they'd be getting paid. However, just to give you or give the reader of this article an idea, I guess for other NIL deals that they've closed in on, those athletes have made an average of $1,400 per deal. So that's still good money. And then for context, what was it? It says Level 13 Agency, which is part of the Blueprint Sports that actually supports the Friends of UNLV. They've committed $25,000 for every Texas Tech women's basketball player. So these numbers, all these numbers demonstrate is that these UNLV women's basketball players have the potential to make a ton of money from this deal. And it can range from anywhere from $1,400 to potentially $25,000. We'll see, but those details will more than likely not be disclosed. But this is dope that they're doing this so that the women can actually get a bag in the NIL space. And on top of that, because they have signed these deals with the Friends of UNILV, they'll also be participating in a youth basketball camp that's scheduled to happen this week. So get the money, ladies. Get the money. Hoop Dreams, what's going on? Thanks for tapping in with us. But yeah, they have the potential to make a ton of money. LSU is winning the NIL space. That's why females are transferring there. That's a fact. The money is at LSU right now.
Yeah, LSU is getting it from every angle.
Yeah. And it's going to be subject to change because, every week we talk about how a new state is releasing new legislation that not only protects, a particular school, but the state itself, to keep the state, competitive, to get more kids to come to their schools, their in-state schools. So ain't no telling. The pendulum may stay in LSU's court, or it may shift next season.
Right.
More will be I don't know.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, you're right.
Fire. I'm looking forward to seeing what the payout is for that, what they get.
You get like 25. The Texas Tech women getting $25,000.
That's crazy.
So,
How many?
Sky's the limit for UNLV then. I don't know.
Let's go.
But
Let's go.
That's great.
Fire. Moving along. Stanford's Juliet Whitaker, first NCAA athlete to ink an NIL deal with On Running. So, On Running has become the latest sneaker brand to enter the NIL space. Stanford track and cross country runner Juliet Whitaker announced an endorsement deal with the Swiss-based company Sunday on Instagram. the Pac-10, the Pac-12 Women's Track and Field Freshman of the Year, and the NCAA Indoor Runner-Up in the 800 meters is the latest college runner to sign a partnership with the sportswear company. Because Stanford is a Nike school, Whitaker will not be able to wear on-running gear in events representing the Cardinal. She will promote the brand throughout her social media channels and attend a few on events. In any competition outside of the NCAA, she will be able to wear the shoe, though. Yeah, that's the dilemma, because it's the same thing with Flaugier, right? They are a Nike school, and Flaugier cannot wear her Puma shoes as when they're competing.
Yeah.
So, but get on. I need to see the Sia Collective throw out a NIL deal.
Yeah, that would be fire.
Come on, bro. Or you could do a sneaker deal with us. That's fine. That's fun too. Like, I'm here. I'm trying to manifest that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But
I'm like really calling out some sneaker brands. Like, yo,
come on.
What's happening? But yeah, this is great that this is happening for On Running and then for Juliet. I think we reported, if not, we definitely have read, like there was a couple other track stars that are now getting NIL deals through Nike and a few other major brands. So, yeah, plug, right? Like, the older I get, I'm looking at comfort. So, like,
right.
I don't know if y'all know Hoka, but Hoka is like, I need Hoka. I'm calling out to Hoka.
Okay.
I would like a pair of Hokas. I'm just, it makes you feel like you're walking on a cloud. They got running sneakers. And in this article, On Running is actually one of the competitors, I think, to Hoka. But that is a sneaker that I think a lot of runners
use.
Point to.
Yeah.
Or use. They also have great walking sneakers. Check them out if you're not familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Shouts to Juliet and shouts to On Running. Hope that this is a fruitful relationship, contractual relationship.
We gonna see.
Yeah.
We gonna see. Wrapping up NIL. Missouri Governor Mike Parson signs monumental NIL amendment that disallows NCAA investigations. Oh, he said we not playing with the NCAA.
Yeah, I was laughing, chuckling. Yeah, he don't care. Missouri Governor Mike Parson announced the passing of 31 bills into law, including House Bill 417, which amends the state's name, image, and likeness policy to become one of the most favorable in the nation by disallowing the NCAA and conferences from investigating or punishing institutions for their NIL activity, as well as allow high school athletes in Missouri to commence NIL activity with the caveat that they commit to an in-state institution. We just talked about how these state legislations they trying to really compete and keep it competitive. So the only way that these high school athletes are able to tap into this NIL money as high school athletes is if they stay in state.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a nasty game.
Ooh. Yo.
But remember, we also talked about how the NCAA has just passed rule, like they released a memo maybe about 2-3 weeks ago at this point. It was basically like, y'all have to listen to what we're saying. You have to take heed to our rules. And all of these states was like, they hit them with the, we're not doing that. So now the Pac-12, I did read the Pac-12 commissioner told the Pac-12 teams, no, you have to listen to the NCAA. He just said this probably like yesterday or the day before.
I seen that.
It's about to get real. It's about to, crumble in the NCAA. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's gonna happen with these conferences because a lot of legislation is passing.
You know what? It's gonna start getting real greasy.
It is. Yeah, forget your rules. That's basically what Missouri said. Forget. They gave NCAA the finger. It was like,
that's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact. But the NCAA could be as petty as they want and be like, "Well, Missouri, you can't compete in the championships.
Which is crazy.
You can't go to March Madness.
That's crazy.
They could be just as petty.
It's going to be I think this upcoming year, if there's no federal bill that passes, I don't know. I don't know if the federal bill's going to pass by the time that the NCAA wants to pass. They aiming for the fall. I personally don't think that's going to happen by then. Not even if you came and go to the playoffs, makes no sense, right? They could be that petty.
They could be.
But it is a money game, so I don't know how that affects their money. If certain don't make it, or not being, or not being shown on television, or not being shown or being able to play.
Right.
So it's a game of chess at this point.
This is House of Cards Sports Edition, okay? House of Cards Sports Edition. So we just gonna keep our eye on. We're gonna keep our eye on it. That's kind of crazy.
It's the caveat for me. Team support is everywhere. That is true.
They gonna figure it out. Watch. They gonna figure it out. It's gonna get figured out. So everything is gonna get some straightening.
Yeah, but straightening basically. It's the caveat if they commit to an in-state.
Yeah, you got to commit to an in-state institution in Missouri. That's kind of crazy. Like
and so then I'm wondering if we're gonna see a lot of student athletes committing a lot earlier,
right?
Just that they can then tap into
the money.
Yeah,
it's all about them and money. You feel me? So
it is.
Hey,
Missouri.
Missouri's out here. All right, Governor. All right, Governor. But that's all that we got for NIL. Moving on to NFT Web3 kind of tech news. MLB is moving into the virtual space. So they launched this first virtual ballpark for All-Star Weekend. They created a virtual ballpark that basically allowed fans to watch the All-Star Celebrity Softball game together in a digital environment. Mm-hmm. The league's inaugural virtual event will feature a live stream on the ballpark's video board, exclusive celebrity interviews, and the opportunity to participate in mini games linked to real-time events at the T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Okay. Visitors to the virtual ballpark will be able to customize their avatars with their favorite team's jersey, participate in trivia games, and participate in the Sorare card scavenger hunt, allowing them to win an NFT digital collectible to improve their fantasy team. All right. I think that's fire.
Yeah. I feel like we talked about this happening months ago.
Right.
Like the MLB has really been really big in technology within the last 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And finding ways to get more people into seats. I think we talked about that.
Yeah. They said that basically, baseball is kind of slow. So, their teams, the MLB, they're trying to get more people to get excited about baseball again. So, I think that this is dope. Because, like we said, blockchain, NFTs, they're gonna disrupt everything, every industry, and they're getting a head start essentially. A Sorare card scavenger hunt. We just reported Sorare is like what, a $2 billion company now? Like,
Yeah, $2.
so like this just makes sense that they would introduce people. I wonder. So the only thing that I wonder is like how are y'all onboarding people about like digital wallets and keeping their obviously their digital wallet respectably safe, because we know how the hackers get in this space. So I would like to know that, but MLB, this is a good look for y'all. They trying to
they're ahead of the game. Like just technology in sports. We're gonna see it. We've reported on it on Sundays and then also on our social media feed. Just the different ways in which technology is really just making its presence known in sports, and that it's really helping better a lot of athletes in their performance and their health. And then now we're seeing it with just entertainment, period. Like this is just bringing a whole other layer of into to consumers. So it's not going anywhere. Whether that's NFTs or just technology in general, you're gonna see it. This is where we're gonna see it. So yeah, interested to see how that goes. They said they'll be using it for several events this season. So interested to see how they work that.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. They putting their game down, flipping it and reversing it. So shout out to the MLB for being progressive and ahead. They're trying to get a head start. Okay.
Yes, they are
trying to get a head start. So moving along, y'all know Hollywood is a grimy place, very grimy place. We've already seen the actors, right, on strike. Now the writers are on strike, essentially. But
what's the writers first?
Huh? Was it the writers first?
Either way,
no, yeah, it was you right. It was the writers first.
It was y'all people. It was your peoples. It was the writers that was like,
we're not with it.
Paid enough,
right?
Because we reported before, like it was already muddy waters between these writers and the bigger corporations when it comes to how much money the writers were being paid. And I believe it was like chump change. We talked about this offline. Like it was, you had to, like these writers had to have a certain amount, a minimum number of words that they had to write to get a certain amount of pay, and it wasn't a lot of money at all. I can't recall off the top of my head, but it wasn't a ton at all.
No.
And then we talked about OpenAI, ChatGPT. You know, now that's just basically like a Google but on steroids. And it can pull all this information and can feed you all this information and knowledge that, you know, you can it's at your fingertips at this point. And so Brittany was telling me offline how, you know, now ChatGPT is giving like mini summaries of books and other written works that these authors and writers have created. And they filed a lawsuit against OpenAI for copyright infringement.
Right.
Not necessarily gonna pan out. I have to do my due diligence and reading, you know, how that's gonna pan out, but I don't necessarily know if it's copyright infringement, but we're gonna see. I still have to say, like Brittany just said, now the actors are like, hold up. We see, you know, our sister and brethren over on the writing side fighting. Well, we not getting paid a lot either.
No, they not.
And now AI, here comes AI. And here they come. These big corporations is like, okay, not only do we not really want to pay y'all, which I really owe, and I'm talking about the actors.
Mm-hmm.
Now we want to be able to generate replicas of y'all in perpetuity, forever. That's what that means. We want to use your name, image, and likeness forever, and we're only gonna pay you one time.
That's shiesty.
You're not gonna keep getting paid. We're gonna pay you a one-time fee for you to allow us to AR generate replicas of you. What's wrong with that? That's how they come in. Like, what's wrong? We're gonna pay you.
Yeah, they probably gonna pay them $500 like EA Sports.
Maybe, and we're gonna be able to use it in any way we want.
Forever.
We can use this for anything. I don't want to pay or see.
No, they don't. That's crazy.
That's what they're like. The writers went on strike in May. So a lot of the shows that I love, I don't know if I'm gonna get more seasons.
No.
So I have to see, but yeah, SAG. That's the name. SAG, SAG, the Striking Actors Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, they and I can see it on social media. They're not playing. Everything's at a standstill. And I think we think a lot of these celebrities be getting paid a lot of money, but they don't.
No.
These actors get paid a lot of money. Like, they don't get paid a lot of money, but this is what needs to happen in music. But that's a conversation for another day. Artists need to these musical artists need to see what's going on with these writers and these actors. Better watch some reruns is right. I'll be watching reruns. But they need to follow suit because these young women and well, they're not young women, but these men and women, actors and writers are gonna be hurting.
That's a fact. Are
really hurting.
You know what's crazy to me? I'm sorry to cut you off, but some of these writers and actors weren't even able to have a health insurance policy because of the inconsistencies that they've had with work and not getting paid from these things that they're doing. Like, I even heard one actor say, I did something, I basically never got paid for this Netflix show that I did, and it blew up. Like, it blew up. I don't remember what Netflix show it was, but he was like, I did not get paid $1 for this because the contract, he was saying something, it was something contractual.
It sounds like that show that you like to, the series, it was, like, who is gonna bother me? It was the series you was talking about. And everybody was watching it, and it was, like, you had to fight. Was it a fighting? It wasn't fighting. Oh my God, it's gonna bother me.
I don't remember right now, but once you remember it, remind me. But then again, too, like, I feel like a lot of, like, even producers and people that are writing scripts and stuff like that, they're not getting their just due either, right? So, like, I heard that the writer for Squid Games.
That's what I was talking about.
It's Squid Games?
That's what I was talking
about.
Like,
so
I just can't remember.
But look at this, y'all. He sold his script to Netflix for $150,000. Netflix has made close to $1 billion off of Squid Games.
You gotta read the contract, yo, because now he's like, yo, but it's like, did you
nah. I'm like, you know, Austin, my husband was kind of explaining. He was like, look, what are you gonna do in a desperate situation? Because he was like, he was shopping around that script for years, right? And getting all these rejections from these big production companies and stuff like that. But me, I'ma still need some type of ownership or something. I'm not just gonna sign it over to you. And then I learned that Sylvester Stallone with Rocky, they was trying to shortchange him too when he was pitching the Rocky script to people. It was so crazy that they were offering him money to not be in the movie.
Yeah, I heard that story. I've heard that circulating around.
And Sylvester Stallone was like, no way. He's like, there's no way I'm not going to be in my own movie, because this to me would not be a dream realized that I've wanted to do for my entire life. So we already know the history of Rocky and how he's made money off of that. But they were trying to get him to sell his rights to Rocky and not even be in the movie. And Sylvester was like, at that point in my life, I was already living off scrums. Okay. He was like, I knew how to live below my means at that point. So I was not trying to give up my ownership. So like, writers, y'all gotta believe in yourselves. Like, y'all gotta, I don't care if you've gotten 1,000 no's, people saying no. That's what happened with my book. I went to numerous publishers and they're like, nah, there's not a real market for this book. And they trying to take 15%. I'm not having it, bro. I believe in what I'm writing. I believe in owning my stuff so that I can divvy it how I want to in the future, and continue to reap success off of that work. But you got to believe in the product that you're putting out. Yeah. Don't let these slumlords, don't let them come and get you, because they will. This is how Shantae just said, we got to get the artists to see what is going on with the writers and the actors at this point. Artists, stop signing these terrible deals, I don't care if you living in the slums right now. We all from the slums, right? But as you have to have a mindset where you know that things are going to change. Like, this is just temporary. I understand that my craft is my craft, okay? But I just had to say that. I know I went on a tangent, but...
No, I mean, it's right on the thing that it's important to talk about. And these people respect their content enough to fight for their works.
Right.
And that's like...
Yeah.
They've had enough. They've been, I think the last time the actors went on strike was about 60 years ago. That's what they said. And I believe the writers too. I could be wrong, but I believe that it's been double-digit years since you want to be famous. They're just thinking long-term, and I can understand. I can understand how that's enticing. I can understand that. But we have too many examples of things going awry, right? Like, you never thought this piece was going to be the piece to pop it off for you. And
right.
It doesn't. And then you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot that I signed XYZ. Oh, shoot, I forgot that I gave my rights away. Oh, shoot, like, how am I going to, remain sustainable? How am I going to keep this going? How am I going to keep money coming into my account? And so, we at this point, we have too many examples of that happening for it to continue to happen. And it's unfortunate. And it's usually just a battle of the mind and the heart, right? It really is. It's a battle, but they got the nanny out there hollering. Yeah. And they are not playing. Where are the young actors? They on strike.
Yeah, it's the youngins.
Right, and it's to the point, I think, that if one of the actors actually break the strike, that they're going to be, like, blackballed from the rest of the community. That's how serious it is, and that's how it needs to be.
Right, I'm holding you accountable.
For real change to happen, like we're watching this example right now, it's all of us or it's none of us. And if you want to go against the grain, we don't know you after this joint clears up.
Right.
We don't really bang with you like that. So the music industry, y'all need to follow suit. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my shows, but there's a lot more books I ain't read yet.
Man, that's hilarious.
I'm serious.
Nah, seriously, but yeah, hold on to that ownership, babe, because Oh God. Yeah. It's 8:15. Y'all know we usually go to 8:30, so obviously we'll be wrapping this up very, very soon. Just stick with us. We got about one article left in tech and about 3 in business and culture. So yeah, Biggie, baby. Iconic Notorious B.I.G. photo up for auction along with an Ethereum NFT. Fire. A famous photo of the late rapper the Notorious B.I.G. is currently being auctioned off as a part of the series of NFTs, with the physical photo tied to an Ethereum NFT as well. Okay, so we getting into the fidgetals, tying the physical and the digital together. The image of the rapper born Christopher Wallace was originally taken in 1997 by photographer Baron Claiborne and dubbed the King of New York. The photo was taken 3 days before the rapper was killed in a drive-by shooting. Wow, that has some significance. Right.
It just brings a whole other level of just importance and value.
No, for real. The auction launched July 12th via the Kairos platform and will last for 30 days. Bids start at 50 ETH, which is now equivalent to $93,500. The winning bidder will also receive a phone call with Claiborne to discuss the legendary image.
That's right. So that's dope.
I like that.
That took photos of Biggie Smalls.
Right.
You're never gonna get the opportunity.
You're really not. This is fire. Along with the original Contact cutout, the King of New York series will also include a limited edition run of NFTs featuring an animated digital version of the Biggie portrait. 9 editions of the artwork are available for 1 ETH, which is around $1,865 right now a piece. Beginning on July 26th, Claiborne will sell 100 editions of a digital version of the original still photo, paired with a physical print, again at 1 ETH. In August, he'll also auction off one of the limited edition Notorious B.I.G. New York City Metro cards that were given away last year at select subway stations. The card is signed and paired with the NFT as well. Yeah, those were gobbled up, real.
Yo, I really wanted one of those, but it's fire how he's using, this content in different ways to monetize it in different ways. So.
Right. That's fire. The original physical crown signed by the rapper sold for nearly $595,000 at a Sotheby's auction in 2020. Ultimately, 35% of the proceeds from the King of New York collection will be given to the Keo Art Association, an organization dedicated to bringing art experiences to the public. Another 5% will be given to Charity Water, an organization that provides clean water access to those in need. Okay. I mean, look, he's the photographer. He got the rights. Again, we talked about this just seconds ago. When you got the rights and you own your stuff, yo, sky's the limit on how you can monetize this stuff, right? Like, now we have the blockchain in which he can combine the physical photo with a digital aspect to it. So this is, I like this. I mean, this is right. This is the fidgetal. We've been talking about fidgetal since we hopped into the game. We were like, yo, people want a physical thing. I want something I could touch. I don't just want it in my wallet. Like, I want something I could touch too. So you're gonna get the physical photograph that you can hang up in your house, and then you also have the NFT, which kind of basically solidifies the authenticity of what it is that you own, right? So shout out to Claiborne, because he want all the smoke. He like, come on, I'm trying to make some money.
No, that's a fact. And he will.
No, he definitely will. That's fire. That's fire. I'm looking forward to that, to seeing how that goes for them and see what the winning bid is
Yeah.
for that. Starting at 50 ETH is
it's a priceless piece of art. It's priceless. Like, unfortunately, when somebody dies, their stock rises.
That's
naturally.
a fact.
So Biggie is not here no more. So there's a limited amount of opportunities you'll get to purchase something that is either from him or the person that worked with him directly. So that's why this is gonna go. This is gonna go.
Yeah, that's called scarcity, people. Scarcity. Okay.
Right.
There wasn't too many people on at the time trying to figure that out. So shout out to Claiborne. Salute to you, because this is fire. Love this. And moving on to our last category here, business of culture. WNBA, like we said, they got to step it up. They announced a multi-year partnership with Miel.
Yeah.
So that's great, because we're talking about how the beauty industry should be involved, especially in women's sports, right?
Yeah.
We got women basketball players wearing eyelashes, wearing makeup now, doing all this stuff. So it's only right that the WNBA kind of partners with Miel. So this was announced on July 13th. Miel, which was founded by Monique Rodriguez, is its new official marketing partner, marking as the league's first ever official textured hair care partner. This was according to a release shared with Afrotech. In the multi-year partnership, Miel is set to empower women through activating tentpole events, conducting WNBA-themed marketing and retail programs, and introducing WNBA players to new products. The press release kind of exacerbated on. In addition, Miel is marked as an associate partner of the WNBA Live, presented by U.S. Bank, and will be involved in a promotion campaign for brand exposure of the league's media partners. The integration will be seen on the WNBA's digital assets and socials platforms. The WNBA Miel's partnership officially kicks off July 15th. So that was yesterday at the WNBA All-Star Game. All right. Fire.
Yeah. I mean, we WNBA.
Come on. Annie up.
Keeping my eye on the WNBA. On y'all. I'm keeping my eye on y'all. I saw the other day that they got bags from what's that company? Black-owned company.
Telfar. Yep.
I see a lot of black companies.
Yeah.
Blackface companies teaming up with the WNBA. Love to see it. WNBA. I'm watching y'all.
Yeah. And they definitely gifted. Telfar definitely gifted the New York Liberty their own bags too. They got that teal. The teal.
It's called C. They call it the C something. That's the name of the color. But
fire
jerseys, like
right.
Yes, and the Teal family. The joint is fire. The joint is tough. Like, it's tough. WNBA, I'm watching y'all. I don't know what y'all been doing this time, all this time, but
yeah.
I'm trying to partner with y'all, so
right. Y'all can't coast no more. It's a fact. Y'all can't coast because you got eyes on y'all now. Like it. Let's step it up, okay?
Mine too.
Let's step it up. But moving along, as always, we always talk about how athletes are also investors. So this kind of falls into that realm. Russell Westbrook is now part owner of Leeds United. So Russell Westbrook is the partial owner now of the English soccer club Leeds United. Last month, Leeds owner Andrea, I'm not even going to try to butcher the last name, but Andrea Rad agreed to sell his stake in the club to the 49ers Enterprises. And a few days ago, it was reported that professional golfers Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas had purchased a stake in the soccer team as well. Westbrook, one of the highest paid athletes in the NBA, is now a minor stakeholder himself. The business decision was made following conversations with others involved in the deal, including the San Francisco 49ers. So we out here being owners, okay? And it's kind of crazy because you starting to see a lot more people invest in soccer teams. Like I know LeBron is also an owner in one of these soccer teams. Then you got the owner of the Liberty. He's also on the board of one of these MLS soccer teams. Like, do I gotta invest in soccer teams? Like,
yo, I love the fact that athletes are investing in other athletic organizations.
Facts.
Yeah, in soccer, I don't know what's going on, but I'm one of y'all. That and pickleball, I don't know what. For real, like.
Yeah, pickleball. Like, let me just say this: pickleball. I don't know how it's garnered such influence, but my HOA just offered a pickleball tutorial session the other day, and I'm just like, pickleball?
Y'all.
Pickleball. So yeah, pickleball, as strange as it sounds, that too is also on the trajectory up. So keep an eye on pickleball. And last but not least, we got Jay-Z being honored at the Brooklyn Public Library. So basically, there is a Hove exhibit at the Brooklyn Public Library. This week, I've been seeing tweets.
The Book of Hove.
The Book of Hove, like basically they have his lyrics on the outside of the Brooklyn Public Library. And I've been seeing tweets of people driving past and, just showing, which is kind of fire. Like, you got all my lyrics on a pretty reputable.
It's the Brooklyn Library.
Come on.
That's a big deal.
Come on. So it opened this weekend, and it basically was kept a surprise from Jay-Z and Beyonce until it was announced that it was going to be open. So he had no idea that this was happening. So that's even more of a added incentive to go check this out. 40,000 square foot space, just paying homage to Jay-Z and his contributions and influence on culture, music, business, and social justice. It's basically a history of his life and his career that kind of extends into 2 floors of the library, containing recordings, clothing, artifacts from his career, audio tours, tons of video, and more stuff from the past 3.5 decades, right? They basically, I don't know how long it's gonna be running for, but they basically said it's free to everyone, and you can also, if you can't get there physically, there's also an online website that you can look at all the pieces. So it's basically thebookofhove.com. The exhibit is divided into 7 different zones based on lyrics and phrases from his songs. And like we said, the exterior of the building is also a part of the exhibit. So shout out to the Brooklyn Public Library, which is really not too far from Marcy Projects, where he grew up at, which is full circle, right?
Part of Brooklyn.
Right.
Like, this is a big deal.
It really is.
And now they paying homage.
Right. That's fire.
Come on, like, who wouldn't? This is a really big deal. Your city loves you and is giving you your flowers, essentially, for all the work that you've done, even beyond music.
Right.
He's done. So.
Right.
Yo, that's a big deal.
We gotta get to the library, public library. So I gotta see how long it's running, but yeah, man, that's Hove has done a lot for our generation, and obviously a lot of his stuff is kind of timeless. So He'll be his stuff will live on when he's no longer physically here. So I think this would be a great thing to kind of pop up and kind of see. But yeah, y'all, that's our show for this week. Thank you for tuning in. That's 38. It's a wrap. It's a Rizzy. But as always, appreciation, gratitude to everyone that tunes in now or has tuned in and who will watch the replay. Please share, like, comment, follow us here, Twitter, 21 Titles. Please follow the 9450. We also do a podcast under their umbrella every Wednesday. We just dropped a podcast episode talking about the new domestic league that's about to be started with Brianna Stewart and Aficia Collier, Unrivaled. So watch out for the next episode coming very soon. And yeah, I guess. So Rizzy, you got anything else to say, Roxanne?
No, thank y'all for tapping in. Share this episode. Oh, that was crazy.
Right.
But,
I got the feds watching my computer. What's going on?
But yeah, tap in with us next week. We should be here or the week after. But nonetheless, catch us, tap in with us, share the episode, hit us in the DMs, give us some feedback. But we'll see y'all soon, and thank y'all for tapping in.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We really, really appreciate y'all. As always, please go follow the 9450, 21 Titles, all platforms. We'll see y'all soon.